Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be talking about how to anchor a site. Not a site, but a site. And the example that I'm going to be using is a B-site Inferno. I'll explain in just a second. But if you did not know, if you haven't heard, the M4A1S is back, and it's the meta. No, there were no updates to it, there were no changes. It just feels so good to use. Now, back onto the actual content of this video. Why I'm using B-site Inferno? Inferno is a map that's dominated by T rotates, so you never really know what site they're going to be executing until you see bomb. And even then, there's still a chance that they rotate, especially at higher levels. T defaults really start off with them getting banana control, then they leave one guy there. Everybody else falls off, they go back up mid, get top mid control, and then they either can execute A from there, or they can run B, or they could throw fake B smokes, then execute A. There's just a lot of fake going on, and lots of potential for fakes as well. So as a CT, you have to keep at least one person on each site at all times, no matter how much utility the Ts you're throwing, especially at higher levels. Lower levels, they're not going to fake as much. But this is how you anchor a site, things that you got to keep in mind. So on a standard B hold, you're going to have two players there. One player is going to be the site anchor, the other is going to be the rotator. Now you have to make sure, especially if you're playing on a team or something like that, you have to make sure you know who is doing what. This is important because the anchor wants to keep their utility for as long as possible. The reason for this is that if it's a minute left in the round, 45 seconds to a minute left, and they still have full utility, they can toss a smoke down right there, and it's going to be much harder for the Ts to execute with that smoke. They're going to be, not as inclined to execute B site with a smoke down. Now, smokes last 17 to 18 seconds, so if there's 45 seconds in the round left and you throw a smoke, that brings it down to, 25 seconds left, a little over 25. So that's very important, very key to have, just slows them down. Also, mollies, I mean, they only last for, 7 seconds, but they completely halt a rush or an execute. Because obviously people can still run through smokes, but mollies are very important. Flashes are very underrated when it comes to slowing down site takes. It can confuse the Ts a lot. You don't want to use your flashes unnecessarily. So if you are a site anchor, you're probably going to be playing back in coffin, maybe dark every once in a while, new box, or just even first orange. The reason why you're not going to play first orange as much is because as the site anchor, your job isn't to make the hero play, get out, peek out and get 3 of them. Your job is to slow them down so your rotators get in better position before the bomb gets planted, and then all of you can retake the site at once. Especially on a map like Inferno, or at least B site Inferno, where B is very hard to retake. As the anchor, let's say they start executing, they smoke off CT, they smoke off coffin, and you're already locked out of the site. There's no reason to flash yourself through it or anything. What you're gonna want to do is actually fall off. Oh, that was a horrible flash. You're gonna want to fall off and try to maintain back coffin and church control. Just because if you die here and the Ts get into church and they can better check out CT, it's going to be much more difficult for your team to retake the site. So you're going to want to try to maintain control. Now, up until an execute, like I said, you're going to want to try to maintain your utility as much as possible. You can try to deter an execute by throwing fake flashes. So for an example, very common flash is you get up at the back of coffin or front of coffin, depending how you're looking at it. You aim right here, and it's just a standing throw. That's just a normal left click, and that's going to pop right there. Now this is usually paired with a teammate right here who, once it pops, they swing out, get the kills, very easy peasy. But you don't need a teammate there to throw that flash. Now, I would only throw one of these. I would try to maintain your utility as long as possible. But just by throwing that, you're going to scare the Ts. That's going to slow them down at least 5 seconds of them going, oh no, or they actually get blind, and they're like, wait, hold on, they might push. All right? Just trying to delay as long as possible. You're not going to want to play aggressive angles because, You want to stay alive for the execute. New box is kind of difficult because if you're holding right here, you're alone on site, you're holding right here. Maybe you have a guy in CT, but they smoke him off. They smoke Coffin off. Now he's completely locked out of the site, and you're right here. In this scenario, I would not peek out. I would stay right here, maybe hold an off angle. Make sure that you know that they can run up on your right side, but just hold an off angle right here so you can catch them while they're crossing. The reason I would not peek out is because if I peek right here, and they're all running across, best case scenario, I kill one of them, and then the other 4 are all focused on me because they know everybody else is locked out of sight because the smokes are down. They can util me out, and I'm dead after that. This, maybe I can get 2, or maybe I can deny plant, making them waste more time. So I think that's about it for site anchoring. Obviously, there's going to be a lot of variance between each position on each map. You know, B site Mirage is not going to be the same as A site Cache kind of thing. And I will, in future videos, go more in depth on those positions. But this is just an overview of things you want to keep in mind for site anchoring. So just little quick recap. Make sure that your rotator uses their utility first. So if they throw a smoke and then they rotate arch, so you can maintain your smoke. Don't play positions where you're going to, you know, get 1 kill and die, also known as one and done positions. Like here, you're gonna get 1 kill, you're dead. Understand that all of your utility can be used to slow down and execute, and that's what your primary job is. You can jump spot, you know, just trying to get any sort of info so you don't have to die. The most non-risky play. And also remember that your job is not to get the 3 kills and win the round, but your job is to maintain control, map control, so when all of your team gets rotated over, when you retake the site, it is much easier to do. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you next time.